Relationship. People buy stuff because they like the people they're buying from. What I didn't realize until I encountered you is that this was a thing. And I've done this my entire career. Like literally 25 years I've been a relationship seller. I know you sold advertising for a very short period of time. That's where I started, was selling magazine advertising. We were on the phone. And the way it would work is that we would spend all week essentially marketing the fact that we had advertising available, and seeing if we could convince some of those people to take advertising. And then in the last 2 hours, we would go and sell it to our mates, like whatever was left. Now, so we would have a chav list. This is before a chav was like a poor person. It was cheap advertising list. And these were people that we already had the relationship. And you phone out, you say, hello, mate, how's it going? How's your week? Blah, blah, blah. I've got a quarter, a half, an eighth, or whatever. You know, it's going to cost you. Do you know what I mean? It was already done. So it was that relationship. But everyone on our table had that chav list. Everyone had those people who were their mates. And they knew would buy this in a second just because they were their mates. And that has framed the way I've sold my entire life. The best customer relationships I've had, and the ones that don't even go on to be customer relationships, or where I don't manage to make friends with the people, are where they're my friends. You know, where they'll phone me and they'll swear at me and say, everything you do is shit. So I'll understand, do you know what I mean, that it's important and it needs to get fixed, so it will go on. I've done relationship selling my whole life without realizing the significance of this as a value component.
Yeah. It's completely a value component. It's great that you do it. A lot of people I come across or found, they do that. This just gives a conscious framework and effort to it, right?
Yeah.
To your point, I would say my business, easily over 90% of my business still is people that have worked with me before, many of them over many years. I've got people I've done work with in Australia since the first year I was in Australia. And it may not be every year, but they come back. And I think I called it earlier. Often it's not even the same content. It maybe never even had the same content or same body, but we work together over and over and over again. And that's not just because of the quality of the impact of the content I roll. It's absolutely because of the relationships I build with those people. I put a focus on it, you know, and I think where you can have that connection, not every phone call, not every contact, even with a business client, is about how can I upsell, how can I cross-sell, how can I sell? It's how can I add value? It's those personal touches. If I know it's somebody's birthday, just phone and wish them a happy birthday. If I know they've had a bad day, phone in and checking in with them. If I know they like an event or a sport, hey, I saw this was on, I thought of you. You might want to go. Here's a link to an event. Here's a link to a sporting event. You know, just remember, just showing that you actually care outside of, I want you to buy something or deal with me. You know, just it's genuine, authentic, quality relationships of giving a shit about other people, not what you can get from them, but what you can do for them. Super important. Super important.
100%. And I maintain the best sales meetings that I've ever been involved in are where we will spend 50 minutes talking about their football team, their holidays, their families, their new car, their whatever. We talk shit about each other for 50 minutes. And in the last 10 minutes, it's like, okay, what needs to get done? You know, and there's never an objection. There's never a discussion. There's never a negotiation. There's never a never. This is like, what needs to get done? What needs to happen? Those are the best.
They are. There's a balance with that though as well, Martin. You'll relate to this because this also layers back to those layers of human behavior. There are clients, I've got them, I'm sure you've had them, and people out there watching this in salespeople will definitely have them. There are some clients, so because of behavioral sciences, they don't want to start talking about their personal stuff, family and football with you on the first time they meet you. They want to get to business, right? And that's the balance. It's picking personality types and styles and preferences and building that relationship over time. Now, some people you will have that rapport and bond with quickly and build that relationship quicker. Others, you might take time to build it, but it will be built over time. But it's still quality relationship, quality effort, maintain a healthy, good relationship with that person that isn't just about what can I get from this and how can I sell.
100%. And the reason I'm laughing is because who cares what they want? I want to be your mate and I want to sell to you. Do you know what I mean? So right off the bat, I'm going to be like, my mission as a salesperson is to rattle your cage to the point where it's like, look, either we're going to be mates and you're going to buy this, or you're not. That's fine. You don't have to be my mate. You don't have to buy it. And I think that's also fine. But this relationship is like, I remember I was working in South Africa and I had a very Afrikaans customer, and he would phone me at 6 o'clock every day. He'd say, Martin, I was selling skills like guys, contractors. Come and get all your guys off my site. They're all shit. Do you know what I mean? And he'll be like, you know what? I'm going to come and get my guys off your site because you're shit. Do you know what I mean? And we'd have that fight like almost every day. But we could, because there was the relationship there, And I think, I say this, I train people to do telemarketing. And the first thing you have to ask people is, how are you? Because what you learn from that answer, you have to ask them and you have to care, exactly like you said before. But if they can't answer that question respectfully, you can't have a business relationship with those people. Do you know what I mean? It's just not possible. So that's like the very first qualification, which is how personable, how friendly is this person? Because if they can't tell you how they are, what's going to happen when the thing you're delivering doesn't go quite right and you've got an actual problem that you need to resolve? You're bang in trouble, I love this, that relationship is on this list, because it's what I've done my whole career without actually knowing. Thank you for taking the time to check out this effective marketing clip. If you found this interesting and useful, YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy this one, and this is the latest thing that we've put together. If you haven't yet, and you could take a second to like, share, subscribe, and comment, that will give us the motivation to continue on this epic journey.